what's going on?
So welcome to the Dare Show podcast, where I talk music, I talk pop culture, I talk a lot of things. I want to start doing these little recap videos of Rhoda Young Live. If you don't know who Rhoda Young Live is, go look her up. First of all, she is a force in the Hampton Roads area, I believe it's called, Virginia State. She's a news reporter, an investigation reporter. I'm cracking up thinking about the investigations for the Chinese shop to the bed bugs at hotels, and she's also a help in the community, who doesn't get a lot of credit. Just go look her up. So this first case I want to talk about is a missing child's case. Cadence Morell. I believe she's 15. The area part, I'm forgetting the area that she was in. So I'm just going to give a list of things. So the first video came out, I believe it was Monday night, but I think I saw it on Tuesday. I don't remember. I think it was Monday night. The first video came out, and Rhoda went over to Rhoda went over to the family's house, and she was talking to everybody. I think the grandmother was there, the stepfather, the mother, and it was just kind of hard trying to get information out. I feel like from what I observed, I think they told Rhoda information behind the scenes, but they weren't really giving it the same information in front of the camera, which I think that happens a lot with Rhoda. People want to talk, they talk behind the scenes, or they call it the pre-interview, and then they get to do the interview, and then Rhoda's having a hard time trying to get the information out still from them, because they're not saying the information that she knows. So then they show a picture of her. The one, I don't know who she is. I really don't know who she is. But the lady with the dreads, she starts getting loud and being y'all are switching up your stories. You're not telling the truth. You guys are here putting on a show for the cameras, and we're supposed to be here. If we're going to find Cadence, we need to find her and not be on camera or whatever. So they're well, Rhoda's here to help us and to get the word out. Now, the first video as of today, has 60,000 views. The second video, Rhoda, you guys, I think the next day, there's two videos, which would have been Tuesday. The next day, one video has 27,000 views. The other one has 24,000 views. So people are watching this. People are sharing this. And the reason why they came to Rhoda, which I believe the reason why they came to her, was because the police unit, aren't taking this seriously. They didn't give them a lot of resources. It just wasn't happening, I guess, as fast. Now, the family story about what actually happened is 100% shaky. There's 10,000 different opinions, views, stories going on. But the main thing is that the mother is an absentee mother. The parents are absentee parents. And then they say, so Cadence is a lesbian, and she, in her group of friends, she is the one to help. This is what I'm taking from, this is what they've said, and I'm just reiterating. Cadence has gone through depression and coming out, and so she is there to help others with that kind of situation. So they believe she was, I don't know how they, knowing that they don't have access to her phones, they don't have access to her friends, I'm just like, how did they get here? And then them not really having access to her because they said they left her alone for 3 days. Okay, let me stay on track. So they said that they wait, what happened? So Cadence has a friend group, and so somehow some person was like, I'm trying to like come out to my family, or I'm going through depression or something like that. And so they lured her out of the house, allegedly. I'm saying this allegedly because nobody knows what happened. So they lured her out of the house, and she is gone now to wherever, thinking that she was going to go help somebody. So then other stuff comes out. So that's that. The next day, which it's like 4 or 5, 6 hours of content, funny content, informational content. Rhoda pulls up. The FBI is out there. The SWAT team, well, not the SWAT team, but the search team, the police unit of, where are they? I forget. There's so many like little crazy funny names. Portsmouth, Virginia Beach. I think they're in Virginia Beach. No. I don't know, whatever. The force has happened. Rhoda Young's platform, the people there share, they tag the police there. Everybody's out there trying to find. There's like 3 different search parties. There's flyers. People are out there with taping stuff up, like getting the word around that along with their family, the Cadence Morel's family, everybody's out there trying to find the little girl. Looking into the waters, looking into abandoned houses, looking everywhere. The one person who has been calm, giving information that she knows, is the grandmother, the black grandmother. I believe Cadence might be, Cadence is mixed race. I say the black grandmother because there's a certain energy that the grandmother gives that is calm but effective. She knows what's going on from what she's been told, and she just wants her grandchild back home. Black women are the truth. And there's a certain interaction, it's a certain energy that her and Rhoda give off on each other. And I don't know how to explain it, except for black women are the truth and black women are here. Now, the other black lady, she was a little too hype. It was just too much. So, I can't really keep up with the full stories. So, one story, so I'm just going to give off some bullet points. Cadence's phone doesn't have service and it only uses Wi-Fi. So, the last time that the phone pinged on the Wi-Fi was, I believe they said Thursday morning. So early Thursday morning, probably like 12 something in the morning. And they believe that she went missing then. The mother, the parents, they're absentee absolutely because they're like, she is a recluse. She doesn't want to be bothered, she goes through things, so we just like leave her alone. We didn't know she was there. We didn't know she was missing for like 3 days or something like that. We didn't tell the police for like 3 days. Or I know the grandmother for definitely. The grandmother didn't know until Monday night. They think she went missing Thursday, Friday-ish. Thursday. Oh, no. Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. They think she went missing. Then somebody brought up, she hasn't talked to her friend group since 31st of August, July. It's just a lot going on. Then they were like, well, if she's a recluse and, she doesn't like people and she doesn't really bother, how is she the leader of this group giving out, information and help to people? That's a good question. The mother was saying something opposite of what the sister, her sister, Cadence's sister, was saying. It's just like the mother's totally disconnected. Everybody's going down on the mother in the comments. Everybody has comments about the mother and how she's not present. The mother is, like I said, the mother's absentee. While everybody's out there searching, the mother is chilling at the house. She just seems like she's totally like distraught. She can't even get words out, but it's just like, she's washing her hair, she's taking showers, she's relaxing, she's answering, then the FBI shows up. And now, I hope they're gonna find this Cadence. I hope they're gonna find her, because I don't know. Was she a runaway? Do you guys think she was a runaway? For her just like walk out. She hasn't been in school in a year. She's not being homeschooled. A runaway. Could she have been a runaway and not like kidnapped? Who knows? Then Rhoda has this like little talk with her stepbrother, or her brother, I forget. So much going on. It's, I'm a part of the family, but I'm not by blood, but it's by marriage, but it's not by marriage. It's just so much going on with these people. The stepbrother, Rhoda asks him, what do you think, if she is a runaway, or she like left on her own will, what would you say to her right now? He starts breaking down, crying, or alleged fake crying. Rhoda was like, he was shaking, but no tears were really coming out. She offered him a tissue, and he didn't take it. He just kind of like got out of the car. It's a mess. So then, mother was searching. Okay, I said that. The neighbors. Okay, so the neighbors were saying that they had their Ring camera footage. I think they had two of them, or maybe one of them. The backyard, one of the backyard, or maybe it was two neighbors. One had like a front camera, I believe, in their front window, their front door camera. The other one that Rhoda and the family talked to, she has a camera in her backyard, which you can see the Cadence family front yard and like the street, everything. They were saying everything's clear. And so one of the neighbors were like, "Well, we won't give it. We're not going to give you the footage, but if we see anything, we'll let you know." Like, come on, y'all. That was crazy. So then, okay, how do I want to end this? So then Rhoda gets in her car. She's been out there for like 3-4 hours, out in the heat, walking around, trying to get information, yelling, having words with one of the canine women, instead of, the canine unit people asking her, can you, your presence is gonna, people in your presence they're gonna disrupt the experiment or whatever situation we're trying to do here. She was like, Rhoda, you need to leave. And Rhoda bit that bitch off. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. The canine unit came out. They rushed the stepfather down to the downtown to talk with the FBI. It was just like a whole situation. So then Rhoda, like I just said, after being in the hot car, being outside, no food, she goes and sits with like one of the volunteer people who've come to like search and rescue Cadence. She's sitting down doing her normal talk, and then she's like, okay, let me open the lines up and you guys come in and give the information. Let me give your opinion about what you think is happening or has happened with this case. Rhoda opens the lines. People are talking, giving the information. Rhoda has like, come on, y'all. And people are giving long ass, winded talks. Then you hear a little knock on the window. And it's the explosive black lady with the dreads. The one in the video that was going off, the one in the first video that was going off in the family. She called that mother a crackhead. No, she didn't call her a crackhead. She said she was doing drugs. It wasn't fair. But anyway, so she's like, hey, I want to talk to you. Can you turn the camera? And so Rhoda turns the camera to like kind of face both of them. She's like, no, take the camera off of me. And so Rhoda's like, well, okay. So Rhoda takes the camera off of her. And she's like, what is this? What is going on? F these people. Why are they talking like this? Why are they saying, oh, they set, the mother was a set up, or we set the mother up, or the mother was set up, or whatever. And then they were like, why did you tell the sister, Cadence' sister was like, why did you say that, we set somebody up, or then it was something like that. Something with a setup. We were going on vacation and we took her, but we didn't take her, or something like that. Just wrong information that nobody said. Nobody that was calling in said. And so Rhoda's like, nobody said that. She's trying to defend the people. She's like, you're not going to tell me, first of all, where to put my camera. Second of all, nobody said anything that you guys said. So where are you going to just like, Rhoda was like, okay, I'm done. Like it went left quick. Rhoda was done. As she should have. I probably wouldn't have not spent out like more than like an hour or two out there. But I think Rhoda was just, again, Rhoda was trying to get like the quote unquote exclusive interview or recap interview with the mother. The mother really wasn't having it. She wouldn't talk to the local news station that was there. It just went left. Rhoda like sped off. She was cussing. She was fussing. She was pissed. And she was like, y'all are doing to me, you got all these people at my window yelling at me, but like an hour before, when they were all in the house, the mother, I guess they were all yelling and stuff, and the mother had called the police on them. And so they had like 6 cop cars out there trying to see what was going on. Like, oh my gosh. This was one of the craziest experiences. And the whole thing is, they just want to know where Candace Monroe is. But I do find it absolutely crazy that, you're such an absentee parent that you don't know where your child is, that you're such an absentee parent that your child is going through so much and you don't know what's going on. But I guess that's what the definition of an absentee parent is. Now, I had thought about this before, the Corey Bisbee case that is going on in Virginia that Rhoda has been covering. Corey Bisbee, he had like a toddler, not a toddler, I think he was maybe like 2 or 3 or 4, Cody Bisbee, his son, and Kobe, what's his name? Corey went out to the store, came back, and his son, Cody Bisbee, was missing. So he called the police and he was like, hey, my son is missing. I don't know where he is. And so I stepped out. Now Corey is like in jail. He's been in jail for like 6 months now, 6 or 7 months. Because of this, and they're bringing up these charges and trying to get him sentenced to like life in prison, 180 years in prison and stuff like that. But yet, there's this mother. He has like child endangerment, child neglect, all these kind of charges, while there's this white mother who doesn't know where her child is. Didn't know the child was missing. I think cleaning up their child's room after, she found out she was missing. They don't know what she was wearing. It's just, you see what I'm saying? These slightly similar cases. One is a little bit heavier than the other in terms of the content, but the result is heavier than one. They don't know where Corey, the baby, is. They still don't know where the baby is. And that's really sad. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. My grandmother said, you know, a lot of these people, they're not, or kids, they're not kidnapped. They run away from families. And I kind of believe that. I kind of believe that. And everybody in the comments are saying the whole family is guilty for neglecting this child. The black side of the family is definitely like, you know, you're not coming over to my house, being locked up in your room, wearing hoodies. Like, we're active. The grandmother was like, we're active. We do stuff. You know, she comes over weekly and we're active and we do stuff. So that's the Cadence Morel story. She is still missing. If you do know anything, call, I don't know, 911. But we're not in Virginia, so I don't know what to do. I guess contact them on Facebook and stop sending hate, crazy, threatening, malicious talk and messages to Rhoda and the family, because they just want to know where their kid is. Yeah, okay, let's talk about this next story.
Next car, honey, next car.
So I think this one happened this weekend. So Rhoda maybe it was like Friday or something. Yeah. I think it was like last Friday. Rhoda was going to the post office to check her, what's it called? Subscription? No. Her P.O. box. And Rhoda used to be a bus driver for the Hampton Roads Transit, the HRT. And so she tells a story about this man. She would drive past a certain stop every day. There would be this man and his two kids, and they would always wave at Rhoda, and she would always wave back. And so he didn't really remember her at first, but Rhoda remembered him, and he's like, sir, and she looked down, and his shoes were fucked up. I mean, I don't even understand how he was walking in them. Like, they were like falling apart. They not falling apart. They fell apart, and he's like walking in them. And so she's like, I have to get you some shoes. I don't know. I can't let you go out like this, bro. She's making jokes, but you know, she's very serious, very giving. And so she's like, okay, she goes into the P.O. box, and she does her P.O. box moment, and then she goes and leaves, and she's like, I'm gonna go get you some shoes. And he used to live over at certain place. She's like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'll bring you some shoes a little bit later. So she goes to the mall, having fun at the mall, picking out shoes. People are sending money, so she gets him some outfits. I think she went that day to go. Yeah. She went that day to go deliver it to him. He wasn't there, so she's like, I'll come back tomorrow. I think overnight at that point, this man she gets information from the neighbor, I think it was. No. I think the girlfriend had called, or the wife had called Rhoda, or contacted Rhoda somehow. So then the next day, we're on camera. She goes to deliver it again. He's still not there. And so she's like, okay, I'll come back later. But she's talking with the wife. And the wife is like, you know, he's no good. He ain't shit to me. You know, I think she might have said he might have been abusive. I'm not sure. I don't want to put that out. But she was saying, you know, he wasn't shit, and he was negative and not nice. He doesn't deserve to be pampered and get new shit. And it's just like, okay, but this man, his shoes are falling apart. His brother had died. So he was like, I need some like underwear. I need some like something really casual to wear to the funeral. It's just a conundrum. A conundrum. Do you hear me? Rhoda gets in the car. And Rhoda's like, well, it's not funny that she told me that because the neighbor told me that, you know, the reason why he walking around here with no with these raggedy shoes and raggedy clothes is because she's taking all his money. She ain't shit. She ain't treating him right. She's taking all his money. Yada yada yada. The negative. It's just like Rhoda's like, okay, this is why I don't do. Rhoda really felt uncomfortable, actually. You can really tell the uncomfortability in Rhoda's face. She was like, I want to do this, but I don't know what to believe. I think she just didn't know what to believe. Because there's literally two sides going on over here. The man does not look abusive, but, you know, everybody, you know, he looked like a sweet, kind, simple, like, dude that, you know, it just doesn't, he looked like he didn't have any money, but allegedly, you know, he's getting like a check. So it's just like, it's so confusing, that situation. She had bought him clothes. I think she bought him maybe 2 pairs of shoes. She bought him underwear. It was just like, oh my gosh. And so this is why she was just like, this is why I don't do this shit. Because there's always something out there that's going to contradict what I'm trying to do. This is why I'm always like, but I just had to get the man some shoes because, you know, his feet were just eating the rubber. And it was just like, oh, it was a mess. She ended up giving him the clothing and she felt uncomfortable. She looked slightly uncomfortable with him giving it to him. She didn't, you know, disclose any information that she knew or that she was told. It was just, you know, a kindness thing. And that's where Rhoda is. You know, if you need something, if you need $1, she'll give it to you. If you need some shoes, she'll find a way to give it to you. Just a mess, you guys. So that's it. That's all this is the beginning of the Rhoda Young Live Recaps. Thanks for listening. I'm the Dish Show Podcast. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts. Until the next Rhoda RYL. Until the next RYL recap.
Actually want that one. Okay. Or who are we making cookies for, boo?
The whole family.